Thinking of updating your existing countertops? Then call the countertop specialists at Fox Tops All. Fox Tops All is a leading provider of premium custom manufactured countertops, which we fabricate to your specs. No matter how large the project, Fox Tops All believes in exemplary customer service from the moment you walk through our doors until the last installed surface meets your satisfaction. Come visit our Mooresville showroom today and see for yourself why Fox Tops All.
Hi, I'm Bill Rosinski. I love cigars, and when I buy cigars, I get them at Charlie's. You absolutely must see the walk-in humidor at Charlie's Cigars. Just the aroma as you walk through it, surrounded by some of the finest handmade cigars from all over the world. Find out why Charlotte's Cigar Society is moving to Charlie's for the very best premium cigar experience. Whether you've been enjoying cigars for years or just beginning to understand what's so special, think outside the box. Think Charlie's Cigars.
Welcome to Stressless, the recliner that lets you create your own personal comfort zone. With a smooth reclining glide system that eases your body into the perfect position for total relaxation. Plus full lumbar support and a headrest that adjusts automatically. Stressless. Relax your body, free your mind.
Come, experience Stressless at Mbomb Furniture in Cornelius.
Hi everyone, I'm Bill Rosinski. Welcome to another edition of Sports Night. We're at the Sunset Club on South Boulevard, right outside Uptown Charlotte. We talk sports for a half an hour each and every week. We'll center on the National Football League in the beginning of the show. Our first guest ran for over 3,000 yards as a member of the North Carolina Tar Heels. He starred with the San Diego Chargers, took him to the Super Bowl in 1994. And now he's been coaching both at the college level and with kids at the Pop Warner level. And he lives right outside of Charlotte. Natrone Means joins us. Natrone, good to see you.
How are you? Good to be seen.
Tell us about coaching, because you've been doing a lot of this since you retired at the college level. You did some high school coaching in Charlotte. And now you get the little kids where you can really tell them what to do.
Oh, yes, definitely. When I retired in 2000, I started up a youth football league in my hometown, Cabarrus County Pop Warner. We were founded up in Concord. I did that for about 4 or 5 years, and then I ended up going up to Livingstone College and working with Robert Massey, a former teammate of mine from Jacksonville. While I was there, I did a few stints down with the Atlanta Falcons in the NFL Minority Fellowship Program in 03 and 06. Last year, I was blessed. My wife and I were fortunate enough to have my first son, so I wasn't able to coach on the college level, but I coached at West Charlotte High School last year.
What's it like coaching at a school like West Charlotte, where the kids, it's all these levels are different. Pros, this is your life. College, it's a little different. High school, man, they've got so many things going on up here.
Yeah, definitely. You get kids who have a lot going on. I think the pressures that they face today are very different than the ones that we had to face coming up. But you get a lot of kids who want to be coached. Athletics are high on their list of priorities, things that they want to do. You get very talented kids in West Charlotte. I think people would be surprised. Athlete for athlete, I think we'd be hard pressed to find a team anywhere across the state that could match up with us. But at the same time, just like you said, there are the growing pains and the issues that you're going through, being a new coach and a new staff coming in. But we had a great season last year. There were some problems at the end, but we thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, and you see the benefit of having a professional football team in the Charlotte area, guys like you, Eugene Robinson over at Charlotte Christian, guys like Kevin Donnelly, a lot of former players kind of hanging in some way, shape, or form, and it helps the area high schools.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think, I can't speak for these other guys, but myself personally speaking, I've been involved with football in some sort of organized facet since I was 7 years old. I've only had 1 year off, and that was when I was in the 8th grade. Got a little rowdy, and my mother had to pull back the reins on me. But, being in the NFL and coming back and having a chance to positively affects these kids' lives. You can see those guys accepting the coaching and soaking it up. I mean, they're like sponges out there. They want to do well. They want to perform well because they see guys who have done it and come back to the area who are willing to take the time and help them prepare themselves for the next level, whether it be pro football or life in general.
You went to North Carolina, had a great career there. Was that the school of choice? Were you a Tar Heel fan growing up, or how did you end up in Chapel Hill?
Oh, I was a Tar Heel fan from day one. Growing up in this area, Dick Crum, looking at the Dick Crum show on Sundays. I remember I used to tell my mother that I wanted to go spend the night at my grandmother's house. I would leave my church shoes at home just so I could stay and watch the Dick Crum show, the tradition of tailbacks, Tyrone Anthony, Ethan Horton, William Humes, famous Amos, Don McCauley, Charlie Choo Choo Justice, Kelvin Bryant. The list goes on, and I wanted at an early age to have my name added to that list.
And certainly your numbers there, over 3,000 yards rushing, 34 touchdowns, good at 61 receptions for 500 yards, and 1,000 yards, both your sophomore and junior year. I guess you couldn't have scripted it much better than what it was.
You know what? I thoroughly enjoyed my college years, coming in under Coach Brown and having a chance to help turn that program back around. I came in my freshman year after the 2 1-10 seasons back-to-back. We came in, it was a tight road, but we had a lot of young guys from the state of North Carolina who took pride in that, in that Carolina blue, and we went up there and we fought every Saturday, and I can honestly say that we did our part to help turn that program around.
Your thoughts on Butch Davis and how he's trying to turn this program around again, and isn't it all about recruiting? You got to go out there and beat the bushes and get some good kids in.
It's definitely all about recruiting. Obviously, Butch Davis brings instant credibility with just his name, the things that he's accomplished at the University of Miami, the Dallas Cowboys in the pros with the Cleveland Browns. I think, it sends a note to these kids around here, especially the kids in the state of North Carolina, that we have a high-profile guy here, that North Carolina, takes our football very seriously. I think, recruiting is going to be a big part of that. I think once we get back to cleaning up the state of North Carolina, that's when Tar Heel football is going to rise again.
Let's talk about your career in the National Football League, second-round pick of the San Diego Chargers, immediate success there. You guys get to the Super Bowl. Now, that was kind of that was a tough game for you guys. Yeah. But when you get there that early, do you think, hey, we can do this every year. This is going to happen all the time?
You know what? Having success early could definitely lend one to those sorts of thoughts. But, the thing that was different when we got to San Diego was that we had a veteran team. There were guys who had been in the NFL their whole career. I remember Stan Brock, spent the majority of his career in New Orleans. And that year, he came in, and solidified up our offensive line. But that was his first year going to the playoffs. Here he was a 16-year veteran. So, the message was always hammered home that, don't get caught up into the idea that this happens every year. It's special and you have to take advantage of it. But, at the same time, we were a young team, and some guys definitely fell into those trappings. Now, we ended up playing against a great team in the San Francisco 49ers who, have a couple surefire Hall of Famers on that squad. But, it was a great experience. I wish the ending would have turned out differently. But, I enjoyed it, and we learned from it, and we move on.
And that was a big year for you, Pro Bowl, great season. 49-26 was the final, if you forgot the score that. When you think, if I brought up that Super Bowl, like I just did, what's the first thing that pops into your head about that game?
49-26. It wasn't that close. It wasn't that close. I think that we definitely left some opportunities out there. One of the things that Coach Ross definitely stressed us, all week was not letting that offense come out and score fast, and they did just that. And once we got behind, we were just fighting an uphill battle. The thing that sticks out most is just, and it's because the clips that showed over and over and over again during the weeks leading up to the Super Bowl is the sideline rant, that I'm showed going on. But, just the passion involved. It's the biggest game. It's the biggest game of my life at that time and to this date, and I really wanted to win.
Off to Jacksonville in 96, and we've heard a lot of different things about Tom Coughlin as the head coach. Now, here's a guy who may have changed the way he did some things, winning the Super Bowl this year, past season with the Giants. What were your impressions of Coughlin?
Coach Coughlin was a guy who wanted to institute discipline. He wanted respect, and he wanted it at all costs. But I can't say this much for Coach Coughlin. He treated everyone the same way. And you got to respect that from a guy who's at the top. If you listen to every word that he said, it would definitely drive you crazy. But if you paid attention when he was talking to you, you were where you were supposed to be, when you were supposed to be there, and taking care of your responsibilities and being accountable, then, he was, he wasn't as bad as he seemed, but he was definitely a tough guy. He's the toughest guy that I played for in the NFL.
And then you go back to San Diego for a couple of seasons, and that's when the injuries started to catch up too, didn't they?
Yeah, went back to San Diego. I'm trying to think of a kind way to put this. Our pass offense really wasn't respected enough to keep those 8-9 guys out of the box. But we still went out there and we went about our jobs, and we tried to be successful the best way that we knew how, which was to run the ball and to pound it up in there. And my style, my style of play doesn't typically bode well for a long career. But I was a physical runner. I threw it up in there. I laid it out there on the line every Sunday, and injuries are a part of the game.
And then you do sign with the Carolina Panthers that final 2000 season, but it was coming home. It was that had to feel good for a while anyway.
Yeah, you know what? It definitely felt great having the chance to come back home. The place where I was born, the place where I was raised. I remember. A lot of people don't know Marty Herney was actually the assistant general manager to the San Diego Chargers at the time, and I used to always give Marty a hard time once the Carolina Panthers received their franchise. I would go up and ask Marty that. I heard that you guys wanted to talk to me about a possible trade back to North Carolina, so I would give Marty a hard time with that. But Marty was a general manager who was instrumental in me coming here. Unfortunately, when I got here, it was after the surgeries in San Diego after the '99 season, so the knee wasn't in tip-top shape. I signed here with the hopes of rehabbing and getting back on the field and finishing up in my home state in front of the home crowd. But the injuries kept me off the field, and I was released after 8 weeks. I went to Philadelphia after that, took a physical where I was passed on the physical with extreme reservations on my knee. So once that was on paper, I thought it'd be best if I just went ahead and hung it up.
All right, now we've talked about all your coaching stops since you're retired, but you're not coaching right now. What are you doing now?
Right now, I'm actually I've started my own company, All Pro Coaching Services, where we offer one-on-ones to potential athletes, high school athletes, Pop Warner athletes, kids of all ages. I've just partnered up with Velocity Sports in Charlotte. I will be out of there 2 days a week starting this summer, second week of June. I have the Natrone Means Running Back Academy, a deal that I do, something that I've been working on for a few years, working with young running backs of all ages, just on the basic fundamentals of the running back positions, drills and things that help me become successful and that I've benefited from over the years.
So when that first son was born, did you have a little football tucked in his arm?
You know what? We didn't have it tucked in his arm when he was first born. At the baby shower, we received tons of footballs. But he's at the age now where he's starting to talk, and his first word is ball. Everything's a ball. If it's an egg, it's a ball. But we enjoy it. We're throwing the ball back and forth. We're working on the loose hips. We're working on the loose hips, trying to keep them flexible. But we enjoy it. It was just like I said, I just had my son last year, my first son, and it was important for me to be at home with him that first year. So, I'm enjoying it. He's starting to walk now. I'm ready for him to take out running, but, we're enjoying the process.
Natrone, great seeing you. Continued success. Keep coaching, and I know I can speak from experience. They're going to grow up fast, so enjoy them while you can.
Thank you for having me.
Natrone Means with us, former San Diego Charger, Carolina Panther. When we come back, Jeff Beaver joins us. Stay right there.
Sportsnight is brought to you by Mbomb Furniture, Scandinavian and contemporary design. Fox Tops All, the countertop specialist. Visit our Mooresville showroom today and ask about our starting line selection. Charlie's Premium Cigars. For your next cigar experience, think outside the box. Think Charlie's Cigars. And by the Sunset Club.
Welcome to Stressless, the recliner that lets you create your own personal comfort zone. With a smooth reclining glide system that eases your body into the perfect position for total relaxation. Plus full lumbar support and a headrest that adjusts automatically. Stressless. Relax your body, free your mind.
Come, experience Stressless at Mbomb Furniture in Cornelius. Thinking of updating your existing countertops? Then call the countertop specialists at Fox Tops All. Fox Tops All is a leading provider of premium custom manufactured countertops, which we fabricate to your specs. No matter how large the project, Fox Tops All believes in exemplary customer service from the moment you walk through our doors until the last installed surface meets your satisfaction. Come visit our Mooresville showroom today and see for yourself why Fox Tops All.
Hi, I'm Bill Rosinski. I love cigars, and when I buy cigars, I get them at Charlie's. You absolutely must see the walk-in humidor at Charlie's Cigars. Just the aroma as you walk through it, surrounded by some of the finest handmade cigars from all over the world. Find out why Charlotte's Cigar Society is moving to Charlie's for the very best premium cigar experience. Whether you've been enjoying cigars for years or just beginning to understand what's so special, think outside the box. Think Charlie's Cigars.
Sportsnight is brought to you by Mbomb Furniture, Scandinavian and contemporary design. Fox Tops All, the countertop specialist. Visit our Mooresville showroom today and ask about our starting line selection. Charlie's Premium Cigars. For your next cigar experience, think outside the box. Think Charlie's Cigars.
Welcome back to Sports Night. Our next guest has the pulse of sports in Charlotte. He knows what's going on, he knows what happened, and he knows what's going to happen in Charlotte when it comes to the world of sports. He's the executive director of the Charlotte Regional Sports Commission and good friend Jeff Beaver. Jeff, nice to see you.
Bill, thank you, sir. Glad to be here. Really glad.
This has been an interesting first half of the year for Charlotte, North Carolina, with all the basketball, the CIAA, the ACC tournament, NCAA tournament. Another successful Wachovia championship. We just got through with the race weeks. And Charlotte has been front and center in some very big events this year.
Well, we've been fortunate. Ask my staff about what it's been like these last 6 months, and they'll tell you it's been a whirlwind, and thank God I've got a great crowd. But you're right. This is a culmination of a lot of planning and a lot of things. Now, granted, the basketball situation was a once-in-a-lifetime situation. 3 games, 3 tournaments back to back to back. That probably will never happen again. I'm not sure it's ever happened anywhere, to tell you the truth, but thanks to our relationship with the Bobcats and their willingness to get their schedule changed and whatnot,